Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and I want to talk to you about friends of the program, SeatGeek, a wonderful app for finding tickets to sporting events and concerts. For the Heat fans watching this breakdown, let's say you want to go see a game. Just fire up the app, search Miami Heat, and look, you don't even have to finish typing the name. Boom! SeatGeek shows you seats available from all over the internet. They give you a grade on whether it's a great deal, and coolest of all, you can get an interactive view of the court from the seat. Better yet, you'll get $20 off your first purchase if you use my code BBall in the settings. So download the app, start making plans, save some money, and get the best pick of tickets for the best price. You in? The Miami Heat opened this season on a dreadful run through the first half of the season. Winning only 11 of their first 41 games, Coach Erik Spoelstra couldn't seem to get all the pieces to fit. With a promising young core in Josh Richardson, Tyler Johnson, Justice Winslow, and Hassan Whiteside, to go along with the veteran savvy of Josh McRoberts and the flashes of brilliance from Goran Dragic, the team simply could not put together enough consistency to win many games. And when season-ending injuries to Winslow and McRoberts hit them, it looked like this season was lost. But that's when the light at the end of the tunnel suddenly appeared in the guise of a 13-game winning streak. It started with a 4-game homestand with huge wins over the Rockets and the Warriors, including a bit of a coming-out party for Dion Waiters. That's right, Dion frickin' Waiters, who exploded for 2 consecutive 30-point games, including the game winner. If we compare Waiters' production from the first 41 games to the last 13, what jumps out at me is his scoring. With almost 3 more minutes per game, his field goal percentage overall spiked 13 points, and he's gone nuclear from 3 with a 19-point increase in his shooting. With Waiters, we've been waiting for his potential to be unlocked. And while I am confident these numbers will calm down, it is possible he's finally found the right situation and coaching to help him flourish. Overall, the team has improved in some key areas. Their field goal percentage has risen, and 3-point shooting even more dramatically. 42% as a team would lead the league by a good margin, and let's examine how the team has made the turnaround. Wayne Ellington would be the first place to start. His playing time hasn't changed at all, but he has spiked his numbers during the streak. While he's always been a pretty good 3-point shooter, he has become elite during the streak, and his teammates clearly look to find him as often as they can, where he's mastered the new fundamental of shot faking, sidestepping, then rising up for the 3. And they run some good action for him to get sprinting across the court for an open look behind the arc. And I also love this ball screen they have him set, then cut down and around a double staggered screen. On this one he gets the 3-pointer, and on the second set here you can see how it spreads the defense out and allows players to attack and get the ball moving until it finds him again for a good look at the 3. Let's peek at some lineup data to figure out what's changed in that wonderful yet strange alchemy of 5-man combinations. During the first half of the season, the 2 most played lineups they had featured McRoberts and Winslow. The McRoberts lineup struggled with a negative net rating, while the Winslow lineup with Luke Babbitt did well, which is a bit of a surprise from me. Any way you slice it, most of these lineups struggled mightily as they simply couldn't get any consistent chemistry going. Looking at the last 13 games, there is something that still fascinates me. Their starting lineup of Babbitt, Dragic, McGruder, Waiters, and Whiteside still has a negative net rating. And it's their most played lineup by far. It's almost impossible for this to happen during a 13-game winning streak, and it shows you that they might be superstitious since they're putting the team in a hole every time they begin the game. But here's where it gets interesting. If you replace Babbitt with James Johnson, this team transforms into an offensive juggernaut, outscoring the other team by over 20 points per 100 possessions. Rarely do you see one player impact a lineup so profoundly, but we're talking about James Johnson, a guy who's had so much promise unfulfilled that it looked like he'd be out of the NBA by now. Instead, they've unleashed all his goodness. During the streak, he's gotten over 3 more minutes per game, and here's the weird thing, his numbers haven't changed all that much. He's actually shooting worse than he did during the first half of the season. With him in the lineup alongside the starters, there is enough shooting to give space for Dragic to aggressively attack and then find guys spotting up for open looks. The Heat have also found a real weapon in the Dragic-Johnson pick and roll, where he can pop out and then make good decisions to find open shooters. This two-man game between Dragic and Johnson puts a lot of pressure on the defense, as both players can attack off the dribble and make plays for themselves and teammates. And Johnson commands enough gravity as the roll man that it opens up lanes for the ball handler to get layups at the hoop. His ball handling ability is key, as it allows the guards to sprint to their spots and spread the floor early, where he can be aggressive getting to the hole. And Spoelstra has finally allowed James Johnson enough opportunities to be a primary ball handler, where he can run the pick and roll and set his teammates up on a variety of great passes with good vision, because he's got such good size as a ball handler. Defensively, Johnson really helps them with the defensive toughness and intensity they often lack without him. Watch how he skirts the edge of being overly physical while contesting the Wiggins shot into a miss. And he's also relentless in his pursuit, as he is good at staying in a stance and fighting through screens to get a hand up. He's also a good rebounder at the small forward position and is not shy about mixing it up down low to rip that ball out. Another key position that has changed a bit is center, where Hassan Whiteside has lost some minutes and Willie Reed has taken them. While his numbers don't explode out at you, Reed's impact is palpable, as he's a team-leading plus 16 in net rating during the streak. It is possible that Spoelstra has simply found the happy medium for Whiteside's minutes, where they can maximize his potential while eliminating some of his mistakes with Reed's energy minutes. Reed's main contribution on offense is as a roll man, where he has good awareness to find the open space and the springiness necessary to get off the floor for alley-oops. He's a decent screen setter, laying just enough wood to force the defense out of position before floating towards the rim for the finish. But it doesn't end there. Reed has some real skill, showing beautiful touch for a big man with this floater over the defender. And his footwork is very good as well. Check the balance and smoothness on the spin move for the layup. And this jump hook is also viable for him when the inevitable penetration from Dragic sucks his defender off of him. And finally, we must look at what Goran Dragic has been doing. While his numbers were very good to start the season, his efficiency has exploded with the new lineups, allowing him to shoot 54% from three-point land on 4 attempts per game. He's always been one of the toughest point guards to guard in the league, and now that they've gotten some continuity to their lineups, the quality of his shots has improved. One key is Dion Waiters' willingness to make the right decision and give the ball up rather than force the shot, which has helped to generate open shots like this. And like we mentioned earlier, the Dragic-Johnson pick and roll has served to open up really good shots for both of these guys. Dragic is great at pushing the ball, getting into the lane, then on a kick out, immediately replacing himself to the perimeter, an action that usually gets any point guard an open shot when the ball finds him. Here's another example of this kind of action, where he forces a defensive scramble on the drive, gets back to the three-point line, and look at Dion frickin' Waiters making a great decision not to force this shot, and it gets Dragic a wide open look. So there you have it, sports fans. It's unfortunate the Heat's record was so awful through 41 games, or else they'd be shaking up the playoff race in the Eastern Conference. As it is, Spoelstra is onto something, as he's unlocked the potential from James Johnson we've all been waiting for. That said, it makes you wonder why he doesn't start instead of Babbitt. And perhaps that will be on the horizon. With the addition of Josh Richardson, who should be back from injury soon, this Heat team can start fulfilling the promise they had back in the summer. They are only one game back from the 8th spot with lots of games left. With the rise of a few dormant teams like the Pacers and the Pistons, I can guarantee this race for the Eastern Conference playoff bracket will be crazy, and the Heat will be right in the middle of it.